For the first time since the year 2000, NASCAR is making a tour stop in the Pacific Northwest. The Xfinity Series takes over Portland International Raceway on Saturday for the Pacific Office Automation 147 as part of the Rose Festival. Fox 12's Nick Krupke recently went into the garage of a Hillsboro-based racing team where an elementary school PE teacher is getting behind the wheel outside of the classroom.
Darren Dilley just sounds like a race car driver.
Doesn't it? Sounds like a really good name.
Darren Dilley is also an elementary school PE teacher.
This is Oregon State Orange.
At both Hillsboro's at Fallity Ridge and North Plains.
Some of the kids are very excited, and some of the kids are just like, that's just our PE teacher.
Mr. Dilley's passion project goes back to 1990.
He said, we're going to do this together, but we're going to do it as cheap as we can, and we're going to go as fast as we can.
Cheap, fast racing was the mastermind of the engineer in the garage. Darren's dad and fellow Beaver alum, Bert Dilley.
A toolbox full of screwdrivers and I can't find it. It's just a hobby that we're hooked on, and I know no cure for it. Once you get the race car disease, it's infectious.
It's very fortunate my dad and I've got the best dad in the world.
At 84 years of age, Bert wrenches around the works of their Oregon State Orange rides in the Sports Car Club of America circuit.
I hope they're as proud as I am to have gone this far from a very meager start.
Come Saturday, the 55-year-old Clackamas High Class of 85 grad will be running with the big boys, the track he grew up going to as a young boy, Portland International Raceway.
It was super fun just to be around that, the sights, the smells, and that's what kind of drew me in.
Dilley will be driving the number 38 Willamette Valley Hops car for Ryan Sig Racing during the Pacific Office Automation 147 on the NASCAR Xfinity Series, June 4th at PAR.
Marketing director Jeff Hankin saw a Facebook post, and they were looking for drivers. Portland's my home track, and so I'm very comfortable with that. And so they were really excited to have a road course racer that had experience at Portland because they don't get to practice at Portland at all.
The accomplishment is 3 decades in the making for Darren the driver and the whole Cheap Fast racing crew.
That's the tool right there. Have not slept in a week, and I won't sleep for another week until this thing starts.
The opportunity to do it here in Portland in front of our home base is incredible.
The physical education instructor has the endurance to stay safe and stay fast on the track for all 75 laps.
I think it'll be exhilarating, but it'll also be a culmination of all the hard work we put in for the 32 years.
Well, if you happen to get in the winner's circle, what'll that moment be?
Well, if I ever got in the winner's circle, and it happens this weekend, I'm going to the East Bank, because that's where I grew up watching the races out of the East Bank. So that's where that car will be parked, and we'll celebrate together, because that's the people that matter most to me.
So you're not going to be in the pit crew on Saturday? You can't work on the car?
This car comes with a pit crew.
Yeah.
I'll dress nice and not get dirty.
That'll be a first.
That'd be a first, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, if you look the part, you feel the part. Darren Dilley does. It's a pretty tight squeeze. He'll enjoy it at PAR next weekend for sure. The Xfinity NASCAR Series comes to town. In Hillsboro, Nick Krupke, Fox 12 Oregon.